While design is sometimes done as an individual, it's often done in groups as well, when you're part of an organization or a team that's trying to create an artifact. And so one of the challenges you face as a designer or as a design leader is how do you deploy the effort of several individuals towards the goal of exploring for design concepts. The normal organizational practice is to call a meeting and to conduct a brainstorming session. And the basic idea behind brainstorming is you get a group of people, typically 3 to 8, around a table. Maybe you have a flip chart and an easel or a whiteboard, and someone facilitates the meeting, and as a group you generate ideas. Now I exaggerate only slightly in saying that that's probably the single worst thing you can do as a designer or as a design leader in order to effectively deploy a group of individuals towards the goal of exploring effectively for design concepts. Let me make an analogy. Imagine that you and 3 other people are on a desert landscape and you're looking for gold. Let's say you're miners and you're doing some exploration to find gold. Now imagine 2 alternatives. One alternative is that you all huddle together and you wander around as a group, and 3 of you watch a 4th person dig and do exploration. That's effectively what we do in a meeting or in a group setting when we generate ideas together. The other alternative is that all 4 of you go off in different directions, and after a while you come back and report what you found, and maybe you go together to explore the more promising areas that each of you found individually. Exploring in design as a group only is a lot like trying to work in a rugby scrum. The group is essentially limited to move together and to explore a fairly limited number of alternatives. A much better approach is to send everyone off in different directions, at least for some of the time you've allotted to exploration. You don't have to take my word for it. With some colleagues, we've actually done some scientific research that has tested this idea experimentally. Let me just tell you a little bit about that experiment. We compared 2 different approaches. One we call the group approach, where 4 people work together for 30 minutes, and the other called a hybrid approach, where those same 4 people work for 10 minutes alone as individuals, independently and in parallel, and then those 4 people work together for 20 minutes exploring the ideas that they generated alone as individuals. We did this with 44 individuals divided into 11 groups of 4, and we had them work on exploring for alternatives in 2 different product design problems. We found that with the hybrid approach, the same 4 individuals could generate about 2.5 times more ideas if they worked in the hybrid, if they took the hybrid approach, than if they worked together at a table as a group. Not only that, but the ideas they generated were actually better in quality as well. Here are some basic guidelines for coordinating a group in exploration for design. There's unambiguous evidence that a hybrid process is better than a group process, and that you need to have an individual phase for at least some of your exploration effort. You need to have your individuals work independently and in parallel to generate or to explore for design alternatives. The second guideline is that it's very helpful to provide a numerical target for that individual phase. You'll see, for instance, in the assignment for this week in this course that I will challenge you to generate 10 ideas and to turn those in. That kind of numerical target is very effective in encouraging participation from all members of your group. And lastly, some people point out that it's very hard in some organizations to actually get people to do their homework, that is, to actually do the assigned work of generating 10 ideas working individually. If that's the case for you, then what I recommend is you go ahead and call a meeting, which does succeed or is effective in getting people together to have allocated some time. But then after you've called the meeting and after you've got people together, you get them to work alone for the first 30 minutes, let's say, of the allotted time, after which you can proceed to work together as a group.